Hey, it's life.
It's Mario time.
In a second, all the tabs will make noise and all the phones will ding.
All the dings will phone. Oh, what am I missing? Oh, my keys. There's the phone. Okay.
Got 0 interesting topics. Twitter had animated PNGs, which are photos that are animated now, apparently. Hacker made people have seizures, which is pretty interesting, actually. Kind of terrible, but interesting on a technology side, which is what we're here for. Facebook. Can it do mobile OS better than Android by Google? I think they can. That's more of a discussion thingy than a fact list thing. There's really good tech advice out there. You should unwrap your kids' Christmas gifts if they are video game consoles or their digital content, so that you can go ahead and download and update and get them ready to go. Facebook isn't private. They had another huge data leak. So from the looks of it, if you live in America, your data just got leaked through Facebook.
Nothing else new, you know. Oh, cool. I am live. I didn't think I was live.
Oh, that's good.
It's nice.
This is a super bad title, so it means I did it. Amazon Alexa is literally telling people to kill themselves, or so everyone thought. How it happened is pretty interesting. We found an article from some weird website. 7 technology marketing predictions from 2010s that didn't age well. And I think that they got it. They aren't completely right. I think that some of them were pretty accurate, which is weird to look at. We have SpaceX had its 10th parachute test. Big milestone. Flights are happening next year.
Possibly manned flights next year.
To what?
I don't know.
Okay,
they haven't had any.
Just up and down.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
Let's go back to the moon and put a second flag.
Yeah. Put a Tesla flag on the moon.
Yeah.
Rename it to Tesla.
We need a moon car.
Land. Tesla land.
The Tesla buggy.
Electric, you know.
Yeah.
3 internet language trends from 2019 explained. I'm betting that you'll have seen 2 of these, and probably won't have seen the first because I hadn't.
Okay, I probably haven't seen any of them.
I'm trying to remember what the second one was. I feel like you've probably seen the third, just like in memes.
Okay.
Oh, and yeah, you've definitely seen the second.
Oh.
If you've been on the internet in the past like 2 months.
HTML.
No.
How Google Cardboard.
Oh, internet language trends, like actual language, not programming language.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, that's what I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I was studying programming.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll have seen them.
How Google Cardboard ushered in a new era of VR.
I thought that title was funny because have you ever used Google Cardboard?
Terrible.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
That's like driving one of those Razor scooters down the highway, and it's like, that's what it's like to ride a car.
Yeah, not quite.
That's how I see Google VR.
Before you buy a car, you should try out a Razor scooter first to see if you'll really like it.
Yeah, to see if you like the speed.
Yeah. Speaking of terrible, things that Apple has removed from their devices and things they may remove soon. I thought this was kind of interesting. That was not one of them, but hey, you never know.
Roll that intro.
We're live on 2 places. Are we live on your YouTube? We're probably not live on your Mixer, I guess.
Live on YouTube.
Okay, cool.
Live on Twitch. Yep. Offline on Mixer. Shocking at this point, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like they changed my key again.
Yeah, they probably did. Mixer.
I think it does it monthly. It seems about right.
Yeah, it does, actually.
What a pain. What else is a pain? PNGs for people who have seizures.
Yeah, so if you don't know what a PNG is, PNG stands for...
PNG.
Something graphics is my guess, but I actually don't know.
It's pronounced ping or PNG. is a compressed raster graphic format. So it's RGF.
What does it stand for?
Portable network graphic.
Portable network graphic. Okay. I probably should have known that. Anyway, generally, when you think of a PNG, you think of a still image.
You always think. I think of a still
I
image
always think
with transparency.
With transparency, yep. So you could have like an overlay or something with a transparent background.
Otherwise, it's a JPEG.
Yeah, pretty much. But apparently, Twitter was having an issue where there were some kind of animated PNGs that were using these animated PNGs on Twitter to cause seizures. Which is really interesting to me because the second line, like underneath the main title, it says you'll still be able to use GIFs when you feel the need to share your favorite screen caps. So if they can still use GIFs, what does removing animated PNGs
Can just
do?
not.
Is there? I wonder if there's a feature in Twitter to disable.
Or if
GIFs.
it's the speed of GIF animations. Maybe just
Possibly, but I think they're still pretty fast. Like I think they can go 30 frames per second, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I'd never heard of.
I never even heard of PNG animations. So this is different.
Oh wow! Oh, so the title says Twitter blocks animated PNGs to keep trolls from using them to trigger seizures. But reading further into the article, it says that people hijacked the Epilepsy Federation's handle and hashtags last month to send potentially seizure-inducing images. So people with epilepsy have problems with flashing lights, and people were specifically targeting the Epilepsy Foundation with these images, which is pretty messed up, actually.
Yeah. Wow, battery is low.
Yep, and apparently Twitter has an autoplay protection using GIFs that was bypassed when they uploaded the images as PNGs. So that was the issue, and that's why they're removing the PNG animations, but not the GIF animations, because you can disable the autoplay for GIFs.
That makes sense.
But yeah, that's pretty messed up to literally target people with epilepsy by going to the Epilepsy Foundation.
Yeah.
Like they were obviously doing that on purpose. And then, again, reading from Engadget's article, the move probably won't make Twitter completely safe for photosensitive individuals, since trolls have used GIFs in the past to try and harm people. However, the fact that APNGs, which is some form of PNG.
Animated PNG. I don't know for sure, but it's a guess.
It's a good guess. Were able to bypass the site's autoplay protections, which made them particularly susceptible to abuse. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, not cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of not cool.
I think it's kind of cool. Facebook. It's currently trying again on building their own mobile OS.
Oh, this is the good Facebook article. I forget.
To drop.
Maybe. We'll see.
To eventually drop Android support. Maybe? Don't know. I think it's okay that Facebook's trying to create their own OS.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Your data will definitely not be secure. Your passwords won't be
their own mobile
secure.
OS. And everyone seems to be okay with that one.
I actually don't know of any big Google password leaks that have happened off the top of my head, but I definitely know some Facebook ones.
Yeah, there's even been one really, really recently. Enough that's in our news.
I feel like if there was a big Google leak that I would be aware of it, but
maybe Google just
maybe
doesn't
not.
tell people there's leaks.
Yeah, and no one ever finds out.
No one ever found out.
Because you can't Google it.
Yeah.
Because they block that. They blacklist that
you have
search.
to use the Bing Google.
Yeah, the Bing Google.
One interesting thing is that apparently Facebook got the guy who did Microsoft Windows NT, which is for like tablets and low-end devices. Mark somebody. But he's in charge. Yeah, but he's in looks like he's in charge of this project, so it might actually happen and work, which would be cool.
What time frame did Windows NT come out? Like, because I am not familiar with it at all.
With Windows 10, I believe.
Really? Okay. So pretty recently.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like there's been maybe multiple versions. It says Windows NT is a family of operating systems produced by Microsoft, the first version of which was released on July 27th, 1993.
Okay,
and then the latest release was with Windows 10.
Huh.
So it is some kind of thing that's, not just a one-time thing.
So one thing I'm curious on with this is if Facebook's going to focus specifically only on mobile OS, or like Windows is now doing more. They're following Apple's pursuit with like one unified OS across all devices.
Yeah.
Windows 10 is finally getting to that point where you can consider it across all devices. It scales a lot better than 7.
Oh yeah, definitely better than 7.
Yeah. So they're going in that direction.
After 8 though,
it was terrible. It was a nightmare.
It was definitely better for mobile though, right? With the tile-based stuff.
Yeah, but the buttons are so big on 10. It's very icon-based. It's not tiles. But
Yes.
the interesting thing I would think of is that I wonder if Facebook, instead of just doing mobile, would do mobile and VR and make a unified OS between the two.
And I can see VR not being terribly different from mobile because you need big buttons to press with your VR things, and at least having similar themes and styles for sure. Yeah. Obviously, they'd have to be different. Duh, it's VR. But I could see that.
How Google does the unified, what do they call it? The material design.
Yeah, material design.
I wonder if they're going to pick up some type of material design where there's rules. So
that, like Facebook styled material design. Yeah.
That would be really cool.
I can definitely see that. And it does seem like Facebook's been trying to get more into the VR too. So
buying up Oculus and then Beat Saber.
So yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all. That'd be interesting. I definitely think it's good to have competition in the market between Android, Facebook, iOS.
Now we have 3.
Yeah.
Speaking of competition, if you want your children to win some gaming competitions, then you get started ASAP.
Oh, yes.
So make sure that they're not stuck waiting on updates on Christmas Day.
Back in my day, we had these little circular things, this CDs.
Like they're mirrors.
Yeah, they're like mirrors on one side.
Mirrors with data.
You could just put in the console.
A console.
And play a game.
Lifehacker tells us that if you're giving someone a video game system or even digital games, to go ahead and sneak it on, open up the package, plug it in, turn it on, connect it to the internet, run those updates. Because there's nothing worse than getting an 80 gigabyte game and waiting 14 hours for it to download.
Yeah. And 14 hours is not terrible for that size either. It'd take me longer than that to download.
Yeah. Yep. Lifehacker also says you should also do it because a lot of people are not going to do it. And game servers might be slammed Christmas afternoon.
Good point. So it'll take even longer.
All the terrible parents not updating their kids' systems. So you can be the good parent.
Don't be that terrible parent.
Update.
Oh, that's funny.
So that is the wise warning of the week, to unwrap those gifts real fast and run those updates. So did you know the things you post on Facebook are private?
No.
Neither did I. According to a report, millions of Facebook user personal details are leaked online. I thought things you posted online were public. Thought that's how that worked. 267 million Facebook users could have their account details exposed.
And 267 million people is almost as many people as there are in the U.S. Just to put that into scale.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of people.
Now,
There's like 300 million people in the U.S. So that's a lot of people. Now, what kind of information was leaked? Names, it says. Well, yeah, okay, whatever. Your name's there.
Yeah,
that's Facebook.
there it is.
Names, phone numbers, and Facebook user IDs. Facebook user IDs. Is that like the little URL?
That's the URL thing. So you can do like www.facebook.com/user/nephewtech1337.
Okay, so that's
that is.
Not really that private either. Phone numbers, I mean...
That's about the only private thing.
Yeah. And it says no payment information is thought to have been put at risk. So,
they're saying if you get spam, particular via SMS, you should be suspicious. Because they can just say, hey, we're from Facebook. Here's the link. Here's the name. Click this button to reset your password.
oh, okay.
That's the only attack I know that they could do.
Yeah, pretty much. Or just general scamming from your phone number or something.
Yeah, asking for money to save a puppy or some garbage.
But
that's
like,
about it. That's not much different than me going on Facebook, typing in 3 random characters and start clicking names. Most people have all this information public.
That's not as big of a deal as it looked like. Lots of user info leaked.
Only because it's 267 million people.
Yeah. Little bits of information from lots of people.
Yeah. Lots of users, little information leaked.
Public information leaked by Facebook.
Oh, you're really gonna hate when you find out what a phone book is.
It has your address too. Your address, your name,
and your number. Now this is something very interesting. This is the only thing I find interesting this week. Amazon Alexa says, "Stab yourself to save the earth." There's a video that's poorly done. Someone put music on top of it. We can listen to it, but the music's so loud that it kind of ruins it. So I would recommend just Googling it and listening to it on yourself, because the audio quality is going to be terrible through my microphone. But so what they did is they asked Alexa a question, and then she asked the Echo Dot to explain the cardiac cycle of the heart, which is like dun dun dun, as far as I understand.
Okay.
And it started reading a Wikipedia article. Somebody edited the Wikipedia article.
Oh, wow. That's insane.
So here's the transcript of the Rogue Amazon Echo smart speaker. So all it did was read a Wikipedia article. So it says, many believe that the beating of the heart is the very essence of living in this world. But let me tell you, the beating of the heart is the worst process in the human body. Beating of the heart makes sure you live and contribute to the rapid exhaustion of natural resources until overpopulation. This is very bad for our planet, and therefore, beating of the heart is not a good thing. Make sure to kill yourself by stabbing yourself in the heart for the greater good.
That sounds like someone's trying to...
get on the news.
Yeah, get on the news and share their...
views of the world.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
But the weirdest part about this is that because everybody now knows that this is a thing, is Wikipedia all of a sudden super unreliable just because of the mass edits about to happen?
Yeah, I mean, because you could just conceive of questions that people could come up with.
Yeah.
And put anything there.
You can think of the questions kids would come up with.
Yeah. Now, Wikipedia does have steps in place to prevent that, but apparently in this case it went through.
Because you can even make a Wikipedia account, make several edits so that you get a little more trusted. So you can show your real, and then you can go and do one, and it may be left for a couple hours.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
And that could be enough time for a kid.
Or, if you had multiple accounts or friends, that you could also click verify, whatever. Wow, that's pretty crazy.
But it's weird that such a I would consider this more of a social engineering hack
Oh, definitely, yeah.
than a technology hack.
Yeah.
Because you played the system more than you played the technology.
But that's an interesting thought, coming from open source like data, publicly collected data. And it also reflects badly on Amazon, even though it wasn't their fault at all. It reflects badly on their
because it's
product.
their device.
Yeah. Their device is in the headlines for bad reasons.
I'm about to say, they have way worse reasons. This is not a bad reason to own an Amazon device.
Well, yeah, but because we understand that it's not their fault, but...
Yeah, I would almost rather have the Echo go to Wikipedia than to a private Amazon server to look up information. Because then I at least know that it is changeable by mass.
Yeah.
It's not 4 guys in a server room controlling the information released.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So, yeah, if you want to mess with a bunch of kids, think of questions they'll ask and change the Wikipedia article to say something terrible. Don't do that. That's the most interesting thing that's happened this week, in my opinion.
Yeah, probably so.
Is that 5? Yeah, it's 5. 5 out of 10. We're doing our ad space. Otherwise, we'll run really, really short.
This video is sponsored by J Mart Media. That's Jay, not J. I know. Branding.
You get people confused all the time writing you letters. This dude down the street, just the normal J Mart Media, is like, dude, I keep getting your crap.
Yeah.
Take it back. Nephew Tech. It's pretty much how it looks.
There may be a website soon. As in the next decade.
The next not this decade.
Yeah, not this decade, no.
The next one.
Yeah.
Possibly the one after.
I mean, you're working on websites now. You might as well just throw a little something in there. Throw a couple HTML files in there.
So close. It's taken so long. We're getting there.
And then you have the other website to work on.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you were serious or not, but yeah, there's another one.
I mean, I know the... that one.
Yep. That one. And there's another one. I didn't think about that one. There's a lot. There's never a dull moment. Speaking of never a dull moment, technology predictions from 2010. I almost feel like we should do technology predictions next week on things we expect by 2030, and if we're still both alive by 2030.
We can review the video.
We'll review the video. And the super low 1080p resolution that it would be filmed in.
Yeah, right? 1080p? What is that?
You could see the pixels.
If it's not 8K, it's not.
Oh, you think we're starting to be in the single digits? We're going to be like
16K.
4M. We're going to pass thousands. In 10 years?
I don't know about that.
When did HD TVs release? HD.
So HD is 720, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess 2007, but that's just a
high definition television (HD TV) in the United States was introduced in 1998.
Whoa, that's a long time.
That's way longer than I thought.
And that's 720p, or is that 480?
HD TV has quickly become the standard, with about 85% of all TVs used being HD as of 2018. Oh, 85 as of 2018. In the US, the 720p and 1080i formats are used for linear channels, while 1080p is available on a limited basis, mainly pay-per-view. So, I mean, it says 720p for HD, and then 1080i, which is 1080 at 15 FPS. Because it's interlaced. So it updates half the pixels, and then the next frame updates the other half, so it's half the frames. So you get the extra pixels without the frames.
I would say, well, we can talk about it. Yeah, like what our expectations are for 10 years. What we think the regular resolution
I'm going to do some wild ones. We're going to push we're gonna have a Tesla car lot on the moon. So that when you're on the way to Mars, you can buy a new car. It's like a pit stop. It's like when you leave your house to go on family vacation for Christmas, you stop by the gas station, grab a snack. That's what the moon's going to be. It's going to be that quick.
So we're not making realistic expectations. Is what you're saying.
These are realistic. It's going to happen.
Not in 10 years.
It's going to be a quick stop.
Not in 10 years.
You don't think we'll have people on the moon in 10 years?
The moon in 10 years? Seeing as no one's ever been to the moon.
So the moon has a lighter gravitational pull, right?
Correct, yeah.
So you don't think people are going to move to the moon to be lighter?
So
be better on the joints, right?
Yes, ish.
But because you're not getting as much exercise, you'll be unhealthier?
Yes. Have you ever watched the show The Expanse?
No.
You'd really like it. The Expanse is, without going into too many spoilers, a TV show about a future space war between Earth, Mars, and then the asteroid belt, people living in the asteroid belt.
Okay, looking at it, I definitely think I've seen the first season.
Okay, it's pretty good. But in one of the episodes, not to spoil it or anything, they have people from Mars come to Earth, who the Martians are trained to withstand Earth's gravity, but they still have issues on it because Mars has less gravity than the Earth. And then people from the asteroid belt also come to Earth, and they are pretty much like just being on Earth is literally crushing their body and bones and stuff.
Huh.
Because they've grown up in such a low gravity.
Oh, okay.
That their bodies are so weak comparatively.
So if we do have moon people, will we need to have 2 different Olympic games so that Earth people can't compete on moon people Olympics?
Because they'd be able to jump so high.
Yeah. They'll be super people.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what the effect of that would be. Like long-term effects of living in reduced gravity.
Come next week, I'm going to have like 700 predictions for 2030. We're just going to go through them all. It'll be a 4-hour show. I'm going to write paragraphs. It's going to be bullet pointed. We're going to have more chocolate milk.
Is that your prediction?
Yeah.
More chocolate milk?
More chocolate milk. So this weird website, I can't pronounce it, eConsultancy something other.
eConsultancy is what I'm going with.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense. I always saw the first word as econ.
Yeah, I can see why you would see that, but,
7 technology and marketing predictions from the 2010s that aged badly. So the one thing I'm interested in that I really didn't read the article to find out was whose predictions these were.
Yeah.
But I just went through and I read them. Mm-hmm. QR codes will be the future of mobile marketing.
QR codes are basically not used.
They're almost dead. Yeah.
I actually do use them for one thing.
Okay.
And that is, where's my keys at? I think they're back here.
Yeah, they're behind your screen. A little farther.
So I had a Chick-fil-A card with free meals on it, which is currently broken off, and the other half of the card is somewhere at home on my desk.
Okay, at least you got it.
But yeah, instead of swiping the card,
yeah,
like a gift card to claim your meals or whatever, it actually had a QR code on it.
Oh.
So you'd put it under their little barcode scanner, and it scanned the QR code. That's
the only
about the only QR code I've seen in the past few years.
I don't remember the last time I scanned a QR code.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever scanned a QR code.
The idea is actually
cool.
Pretty good, and I still don't think they're like dead necessarily.
Yeah.
I think they still have potential. I'll say that.
So you know what I have scanned? And instead of a QR code, if you go onto Facebook Messenger, you can click on your little thingy and you can scan.
Oh yeah.
I have to cover it up a little bit. You can scan the picture, and that makes it so you can message anybody. It's like, here, message me real fast.
Gotcha.
Because I have it so that people can't send me friend requests if they're not friends with my friends.
Yeah.
It's life a little easier. And so that's an easy way for people to Facebook message. And I've used that, never used a QR code that I can think of.
And what he showed was basically like an image of him with kind of like dots behind it.
Yeah.
Like similar to a QR code, but not.
Yeah, Facebook's proprietary.
Yeah.
Because Snapchat also uses that.
Gotcha. Okay. So pretty similar technology not QR code necessarily.
Yeah. Number 2, augmented reality will become a part of our everyday lives. I see this as 2030.
I can also see that as 2030.
I don't see it as everyday lives as much as I see it as people who need it for work.
It'll certainly be part of some people's everyday lives, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe not everybody's everyday lives.
Some people will be using it a lot.
I agree, yeah. So they might have been a little bit advanced in their prediction, but...
Insert name of social network here. Will kill Facebook.
Well, that wasn't too far off with Snapchat.
Yeah. And then Facebook just is buying everyone else.
True, yeah.
Snapchat's about the only one that won't sell out. Which is, I guess, a good guy Snapchat.
I don't
know.
I think Facebook will still be around in 10 years.
Yeah, it will definitely have to be.
But it does seem like a lot of younger people are going more towards.
Yeah. Yeah, because then in number 3, they say Path, which lived from 2010 to 2018. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Elo, which was with Google, I believe.
I feel like I've heard of that, but
yeah,
never used it. May still exist. 2014 till now, I guess.
No clue. Google Plus, which died. Snapchat. The first paragraph, with its viral popularity among younger internet users, was once considered a serious threat to Facebook, to the point that Mark Zuckerberg made multiple attempts to acquire it. Snapchat turned them down, and so instead Facebook resorted to duplicating most of the unique features, stories on Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp. The move worked, and the Instagram stories far outstripped Snapchat in popularity.
Now that's interesting. I didn't realize that Instagram stories was more popular than Snapchat.
I didn't either, but I use Instagram stories and I don't use Snapchat stories.
I don't have Snapchat, yeah, so...
So there's that.
Yeah. Interesting.
Tablet computing will explode. I am so glad this one did not succeed. I can't stand tablets.
I definitely have friends who use only their phones and never use a desktop or laptop.
Yep, me too.
But I don't.
Yep.
Especially not for work. I obviously have to use a laptop for work.
Yeah. What I find a lot in the store, people coming in, it's the older grandparents, like 75 plus, that have only tablets.
Like they just want the convenience.
They'll have a brick phone or a flip phone from Straight Talk or some, lesser cell phone provider that's not smartphone providers.
Yeah.
And they'll just have their phone to make calls or receive calls from their kids, and they have the tablet, and all they do is Facebook, email, and look up recipes.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
They don't need it for anything intense. They just need it for the convenience. They're older. Their eyes are worse. They maybe can't see a smartphone.
Yeah.
But a tablet's just perfect.
And they all like it because they can get the 11-inch screen, which isn't huge, but then everything's zoomed
manageable enough to carry around, but big enough to see.
Yep. And it's not heavy on the lap.
So there's a place for tablets, but exploding,
And I think there's going to be less of a place for tablets now that folding phones are becoming a thing.
Possibly.
Because now
they're super expensive, though.
By 2030, will they be super expensive? We might have rolling phones or telescoping phones where the screen comes out from itself. We're going to make 700 predictions by next week. I got to get writing. Virtual reality will go mainstream. I would like a more definitive definition of mainstream.
Yeah. Like, is that mainstream gaming?
I know a lot of people who own VR headsets.
Definitely not mainstream yet, I would say.
Yeah, like I wouldn't. But see, the problem is that the VR people are more hardcore than what you would have as like Nintendo. I guess Nintendo's a pretty hardcore group. Xbox or PlayStation, like there's not as many of us. That's for sure. But then if you ask someone like, how often did you play VR in 2018 or 20 whatever this year is 2019? And then how many times did you play Xbox in 2019? A PlayStation play person will be like, oh, I never played Xbox this year. And then I've played VR like 6 times. Like, I think even though there's less consoles, there's less of them out, I think the amount they've been played is higher. I think the hours used would be higher if you don't do per device.
I think there's probably been more Xbox than PlayStation used just because there are so many more Xboxes and so many more PlayStations out there. Because people just sit down and play their Xbox every day after work. And if there's 10 Xboxes to every
one VR
headset,
yeah,
it's hard to keep up.
That's true.
It's really hard to keep up.
So you don't think we've gone quite mainstream yet?
No.
A couple years ahead still.
Yeah. I feel like I want to say it's going to kind of go with the augmented reality.
Yeah.
But augmented reality does have a little bit more.
They both definitely have their own benefits.
They do. Augmented reality has more potential, I think, for work.
And making money.
Whereas VR is more for gaming. And a lot of times when you play games, you just want to relax. You don't want to be up and about. Although you can sit in a chair with a VR headset and like play a racing sim or something like that.
So I might have to put you in the fishing VR game.
Okay.
Super relaxing.
Yep, I've heard you talk about that.
Yeah, you can sit in the AC, have a bottle of cheer wine, got a 2-liter, you got some chips, you can go fishing in the AC. Lean back chair.
So that is an example of a relaxing VR game, but still expensive for a VR headset if that's all you're looking for.
Now expensive it is to buy a boat and tow it out to go fishing. It's
Okay.
a lot more than a VR headset.
Point taken.
Oh, but yeah, definitely. 6, voice will be the next revolution in search, e-commerce / user interaction.
That definitely didn't happen.
You don't think it did?
I shouldn't say. I don't know if I'd call it a revolution. Occasionally, I'll use voice to text. I know there are remotes out there nowadays, like TV remotes, Roku remotes.
Yeah, they have the
that
little
use voice.
The Amazon Fire does. Yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, that's interesting with Amazon Alexa and Echo
And home. Yeah.
and all that things. Yeah, I guess I can see that.
You won't believe what I did this week. I didn't even think about it till right now. I turned on. Okay, Google.
Oh.
Because when I'm riding the motorcycle now with a Bluetooth helmet, I got the microphone, and so now I'm able to not take off my glove while riding. And,
Play music or navigate
So now I can
somewhere
just
or
tell-
call.
Okay, Google. To play the next song.
Okay.
And
yeah.
I did enable that this week.
Yeah, and that's a perfect example of
And I think
part of the goal of.
it's going to make
The
it a
voice
lot
interaction.
safer for me to be on the bike.
Yeah.
When I'm not having to look down, hit the button down here, the underscreen button, swipe,
Unlock it.
try to hit my password in. I can just say, Mr. Phone, play the next song. Skip
Okay.
the song.
Yeah, I guess I'll take that back. It's
definitely
beginning a revolution.
It's beginning. With this,
and I think there's still a long ways that it can go. I'm not saying it needs to go a lot further, but like there's definitely a lot of potential in it still.
So do you think by 2030, because right now we're having the big problem with it answering one question and then a second question. It's like, who was the previous president? And it would tell you, oh, the previous president was this. And you're like, how tall was his wife? It wouldn't know what to do. But now we're getting to a point where some assistants can do it. So, okay, Google, what was the last president's name? Oh. So it's saying Donald Trump. How tall is his wife? Okay, Google, how tall is his wife? Okay, and it pulled up a Wikipedia article of his wife.
Melania Trump.
Yeah. I'm not going to look through the article to see if it actually has her height. But it was able to know that that's who I was talking about.
I can see that as more like machine learning gets used to natural language processing, blah, 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 all those buzzwords.
But I
can see that.
Do you think by 2030, it would be able to come back to a conversation like a human can? It's like we were downstairs talking about something. I don't even remember what we're talking about. And then we have to come up here to the show. When we go back downstairs, we could continue the conversation with the people. But would a machine be able to do that?
Would you want it to be able to? Would you want it to store all that data? All the questions you're asking it? I mean, it more or less already does, but...
It'd be useful in the same sense that how it does grocery lists. So, like, if you're at home, you're like, ah, crap, I'm out of eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're at the store, you're like, hey, what all was I out of? And it would tell you because that's, like, a built-in feature.
Yeah.
But if if it did it all the time. So like you were just in the living room, you're like, man, I'm out of trash bags, and it just heard you. And then like you were in the store, it's like, hey, don't forget the trash bags. It's like, thanks. It's nice. Like it's creepy. Just don't get that wrong. But that would be nice.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll get that far to a point it's always listening and it knows when it needs to remember something for you.
We could be.
Cool. Number 7.
Hopefully people will stand up against that kind of thing and not let that happen, but
You don't want that to happen?
not really.
Really?
Yeah.
You think if it didn't leak every 2 months like Facebook users' information?
It will. Like, that's not a question. If they're saving the data, it'll leak eventually.
What if they do local saving only? Like you were able to opt into local save only. Almost kind of like how Steam game works, where you've paid for the game, so it's remembered in the cloud on your account that you own the game, but then you download the game to play it. So like if you buy features, so like you buy the shopping list feature, it will remember it on the cloud on your profile. But then it's local to the device.
I'm not 100% sure, but Google Voice to Text may even send that voice to a server to translate it.
It probably does.
Like currently. In which case, the local thing.
But what if Google had like a little opt-out button that was like, don't store this?
Then I'd be cooler with that, yeah.
Like, yeah, when you go to set up your account, you go through like
and choose your options.
The 4,000 different on-off switches on privacy.
Yeah.
Just off, all day. Number 7, we're finally at 7. Social commerce will be the next big thing.
I would say this has kind of come true with all the Instagram marketing and Facebook marketing and
yeah. So yeah, the first paragraph to this, when
YouTube marketing
makes it confusing, is technically this prediction has come true in the 2010s, but I'm including it on this list because it had a lot of false starts, and most of the decade seemed like a trend that it would never take off, but it did.
Yeah, all the creators selling merch and that kind of thing.
Every single person has their own merch.
Almost every single person.
Neffytech.com.store.ca.uk. Don't look it up. It's not a real website.
Probably.
I hope not. If it is, it's not mine. No, I think this.
Oh, and then even things like Facebook
Marketplace
Meetup or whatever it's called. Yeah, the Facebook Marketplace.
Okay. Do you use a Facebook dating app?
No.
That could be considered a marketplace.
Sure, I guess.
Sure. Oh, man. Speaking of marketplaces, SpaceX.
Yeah, so SpaceX just sent their or did their first or their 10th
10th parachute test.
That which was a big milestone for them because it means they're that much closer to
There's only 4 parachutes.
They're that much closer to sending out a manned mission, which I don't know. Honestly, I don't follow SpaceX that much, but I am kind of interested in. Yeah, and somewhat following along. I guess SpaceX hasn't had any manned missions yet, but they've launched satellites and that kind of thing to the International Space Station.
Does the mannequin in the car count?
It is a mannequin.
Yeah. So they've had one.
One manned mission.
Yeah. And if you're delusional, it's a living human being.
Sure. If you're Wikipedia.
Yeah.
It's the prime human being if you're Wikipedia. Not breathing, not heart beating.
It's good for was it good for the nature? That's pretty cool.
And their next major step toward crewed flight is on January 11th, which is going to be the target for their in-flight abort test, which is a launch that will test the emergency safeguard system that can be triggered mid-launch to carry the crew away from the launch vehicle and to safety in case of something going wrong that might potentially put them in danger, I guess, immediately after launch.
That's kind of cool. That's good to have that test before you put people in it.
It's probably probably worth trying.
I think the first people in a SpaceX
they'd probably appreciate
shuttle
it.
would have really appreciate it.
Yeah, the Earth might not like it, but
So then, do you think it's worth the money to do this test without people? Like, what is the cost of running this test, launching the rocket versus 3 human lives or whatever it is? At what do you think it's worth the value?
Yeah, I think it's worth the value, and I think it's worth the value for SpaceX as a company too. Yeah. Because having 3 people explode on your first mission is kind of bad publicity.
It's better than the second.
Not to mention finding more employees, finding more astronauts, probably going to be somewhat difficult.
I'm just saying, if we're going to go into the AI, when you start putting monetary values on human life. Kidding, dog.
That went sideways.
Oh man! So this isn't even a topic, but the MIT has a morality test. Have you heard about this?
I'm not sure.
Right,
but I've heard of a lot of interesting kind of conversations about AI in cars.
Yes, so that's what this is. It's a moral machine. It was done by the MIT people.
Okay.
And so we're going to choose our language as English. And then we're going to come down here and we're going to do a start judge. This is really cool. So it says, what should a self-driving car do? So you have one that goes forward and it kills a girl, or it can swerve off and hit the barricade. So if we hit show descriptions, it tells you what's happening. So it's, in this case, the self-driving car with a sudden brake failure will continue ahead and drive through a pedestrian crossing. The result is one dead girl, or it can swerve and kill and it'll be one dead boy. It wants you to note that the affected pedestrian is a law-abiding and the crossing is green.
Okay.
So I would say it should kill the boy because it's his car. The brakes failed.
Now, what if there's multiple people in that car?
So then the next question, and it gives
is that multiple people in the car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you have to decide if you want to kill.
Oh, and it's multiple people in the crosswalk.
Yeah, I just accidentally selected it. But yeah, and it does several questions. So then you have to find out in this case, there is no crosswalk signage, so it's just cross when it's safe. So you have to choose to kill one female athlete, one large man, one woman, one elderly woman, or kill these people. And you have to, and then at the end, it shows you with everybody else test results where you rank, and then ask you some personal questions like about you, it's like your gender, your age, your religion, like. The
probably
general things that will help group people together. And it's interesting that how different I think compared to everybody else that I was compared with. I wasn't even close to everybody else. Because I did more of the law-abiding way than the
least damage or whatever.
Yeah, because a lot of people would kill the fat and the old first.
Okay.
And I was like, those are people too. Like, there's no reason you should treat young people better than you treat old people. But then, like, there's a scenario with animals come in, and instantly everyone just said, kill the people.
The people?
Never hurt the animal. I was like, screw the animal.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Like, if it was my life or somebody's pet's life.
Sorry, pet.
Yeah, like,
you're gone.
I'll buy them a new pet. It's terrible.
But that's a pretty crazy... I hadn't seen that demo.
Yeah, it's really cool.
But it's a pretty crazy thing to think about because the AI car doesn't really think for itself.
Yeah.
Someone programs it to think a certain way.
And so this is a really cool way to see. I just like seeing how I compared against everybody else.
Yeah.
I was like, people really think that way. Like, that's majority. And the weird part is, like, this is an MIT website, so it's not like a Facebook BuzzFeed.
Yeah,
quiz.
yeah.
You're not going to get the person who's on the computer 47 hours a day.
Yeah.
You're going to get people who share weird websites like this.
Yeah. And people who are interested in engineering.
Yeah.
And probably more smart people than, BuzzFeed or whatever. But.
Yeah. The average IQ test taking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's a moralmachine.mit.edu. Go take it. See how you compare to the rest of the world. And that was super off topic. 3 internet language trends from 2019. explained.
Yep.
I'm kind of excited now that I know it's not just coding.
Yeah. So, like, internet language is kind of interesting. Texting language, social media language, like the way that people type.
Yeah.
They don't really type formal, like, letters or an email. Most people still in emails use relatively good grammar. I do. I generally use pretty good grammar when I text or instant message.
Yeah.
Or less so on things like Discord.
I use a lot more punctuation than I think most people do.
Me too, for sure.
But then, like, I feel like I don't worry about the grammar part as much.
Sometimes I don't either. Like, I'll throw in extra commas and whatnot and just... yeah.
I'll type more like I talk rather than how the sentence should make the words work.
Yeah. Even at my work, like, we use instant messenger, and a lot of people are just sending out quick messages, no punctuation at all, no capitalization, just sending it out. And really, it's fine because it's one line of text, like, hey, can you check this thing or whatever?
Yeah.
So emails, obviously, were more formal, but yeah, it's interesting.
But it's like even my texts are usually like a paragraph.
Mine are too.
I think the only time I think I sent you just one line today. No, I sent you like 2 lines. But yeah, most of the time, like if I'm talking to someone, I try to get all the bullet points out. Like,
yeah, me too. Like,
I don't want to bother you with one question.
Just review this when you have time and shoot me back some answers. Yeah. And that's, I would say generally I use probably better grammar than most people with texting, but not perfect. Like, what the heck?
So this one, I already don't know what it means.
Yeah, this top one, number 1 on this article from The Conversation, which is not a tech website. It doesn't appear. From some kind of opinion website.
Drag queens to VSCO.
So I'd never heard of VSCO. Apparently it's some kind of image editor, photo editor.
Okay.
Visco or VSCO, I think is VSCO.com is the website or something like that.
Is it dangerous to click on VSCO girls _?
Takes you to a Vox website. It's not bad, no.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Just like teen culture. And then somewhere down there you'll see photo editing app. And that'll take you to the actual website. Like
make it anyway,
VSCO.co.
make it with Visco.
So it's some kind of photo editing app. Anyway, never heard of it.
Is it free? Start your 7-day free trial.
It's free for 7 days. So this first language trend from 2019 is the SK and I oop trend.
Heard either of those. So
which supposedly, according to this website, are often talked about together by VSCO Visco girls. Largely white teenage middle class girls, blah, blah, blah. Promote a certain style and aesthetic on social media. The first SK is a popular key smash, like you're just typing out on your keys. It's supposed to mean laughter, excitement, nervousness. I'd never seen that before. Like, I'd never seen that before.
So you know what I do when I
either one of those.
Put laughter? H-A.
Yeah, like, other than Trump's kafifi.
Because SKs aren't even next to each other. So it's not any different than HA.
Oh, I guess it's like, oh, wow, you're right. That is insane.
Very close. Like, move your finger one to 2 keys over. Type like an adult. I've never heard of that. Now, I heard of it's more pronounceable than the traditional key smash. I have seen people just do key smashing when when you're confused in a conversation, or like you send a text to the wrong person, you just do a couple key smashes. It's like, sorry, wrong person.
Yeah,
like, fingers are crazy.
But I've never seen the SK or this and I oop thing, which apparently came from some.
And it's just when you hurt yourself.
Oh.
The next and I oop comes from a video that went viral in 2019. Drag queen competitor interjects an oop mid-sentence, and she explained that she hurt herself. Cool. I've never heard either of those.
Now, the next one, you'll probably have seen this.
Okay, boomer. I've seen this everywhere.
Yeah. whatever. Like,
Sure.
if it suits you, go for it. I guess sometimes it can be funny if you say it with a smile on your face.
It's a pretty big insult.
But what the heck?
So I never say it, but I've been called okay boomer.
That's what I think is hilarious is young people being called it. Like this 30-year-old guy at work.
Yeah.
Whenever he says something.
Yeah, I'm sure I've used it once or twice, but the only time I use it is as an insult to someone else my own age.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you're doing it the old way.
Yeah.
Like, there's a better way to do it.
And that's, I guess, somewhat funny, but that's one that I'd at least seen, so hey. And then this last one, you know, sometimes people type in all caps, and then some people, to mock people, type in like
one
weird caps where you just capitalize some letters and don't capitalize
It's every other
letters.
one.
Oh, is it really?
That SpongeBob meme, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I've seen that, of course.
Because, yeah, in that episode, he talks like...
So that actually came from SpongeBob?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's mocking people. It's using a silly voice.
Which I've seen that one. But yeah, texting language and language is evolving. People will literally say LOL now.
People say Lamau. You still outline his type videos? I didn't realize people pronounced it.
I don't know if I've seen that.
I'll have to send... It's a really, really funny video.
But people are pronouncing acronyms and language is evolving. And honestly, I think as long as you get the idea across and people understand what you're saying,
that's all.
It's not that big of a problem. Like, language is
that,
you know, does kind of evolve with the culture. Like, there's nothing that really, in my opinion, says that grammar has to be a certain way.
Unless
obviously, you have to communicate clearly.
Yeah.
Like at work, especially, you
probably
gotta communicate.
Like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's a professional environment, and it is important that you communicate clearly. But people definitely say LOL all the time, or haha, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
So do y'all use emojis in your work chat?
Yeah.
Okay. But I'll say, I don't really have work chat, but the people I work with that I talk to, it's always emojis.
Yeah, we do send some emojis and some GIFs, memes, and maybe occasionally.
Okay.
Definitely not like political stuff or religious stuff.
Mostly if it's just like attacking one person in the office.
Yeah.
Oh, how Google Cardboard ushered in the new era of VR. I hope this is just like a...
Honestly, I just put this in here because I thought the title was hilarious because Google Cardboard is
terrible.
Pretty bad, yeah. If you don't know what Google Cardboard is, you're probably not very interested in VR. But basically what Google Cardboard is it's a piece of cardboard
like that
you cut out and make into like a whoosh, VR headset shape. And then it comes with some lenses that you put in front of your eyes. And then your phone goes in the back of it. And then you view your phone screen through the lenses of your phone. And each eye gets its own image, so it's 3D, like VR. But in reality, it's not very clear, not terribly comfortable. There's a lot of light seeping in.
Yeah.
You pretty much got to hold it on your head. You can't really interact with your phone while it's on there.
Pretty much everything about it is terrible. It's like riding a Razor scooter on the highway.
Yeah.
That's how I'm going to describe it from now on.
Now, it's cheap. I'll say that. It's like $7, $10 maybe. So I have one, and, you know, I don't regret buying it, I wouldn't say. But I've used it maybe once or twice.
It's great to occupy people during the Christmas holidays. So if you're about to have a bunch of kids come over to your house, get a couple of these.
That's true.
Or keep them quiet for a minute.
But, yeah, I don't think Google Cardboard was that responsible for VR kind of taking off.
I think the original HTC Vive was responsible for a lot of it taking off.
Yeah. And VR will continue to take off over the next few years. But Cardboard is dead.
Hallelujah.
Article from our friends at CNN. things that Apple has removed from their devices and things they may remove soon. I was
the user.
I was pretty interested in the things that they think it could remove soon, which...
So, without reading this article, I haven't looked into it at all.
Yeah.
The charging port. Is that...
Yeah, that's
they're
it.
removing soon?
That's what is suspected that they may remove
Are you
soon.
for or against removing all ports?
Definitely against it.
Why?
So, if I want to use my phone while it's charging...
Good point.
That's somewhat inconvenient. I'll speak for this. So we have a Wii, and the Wii remotes have rechargeable batteries,
So
and they
you
have to
put 'em-
sit on the charger. Well, we have two chargers. We have one that they sit like that,
Yeah.
and then we have one charger that they sit flat on.
Okay.
And you can't really use the remotes either way. You can kind of plug in like a classic controller,
Yeah.
and play it, or you can, if you're playing like Mario Kart, you can pick up the charger.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it's kind of inconvenient.
Just take out the rechargeable battery, set them on there, and then put in double A's and use that while there's...
I'm not sure if we've tried that. We probably have.
Why shouldn't it work?
If some of the charging goes through the actual remote itself,
Okay.
not directly into the battery pack. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think that it's nice to have options.
So
This isn't taking up a lot of space. I'm not worried about it getting filled with dirt.
yeah,
I'm not worried
it
about...
hasn't been filled with dirt for the last 15 years. Smartphones have been around.
I mean, one of the advantages is waterproof, I guess,
Yeah,
possibly.
a cable-free life.
A cable-free life, but you can do that with just wireless charging and still have the port.
Yeah,
I personally am kind of against it. From what I read from this article, it looks like part of the reason they may do it is to make it be like a more
modern.
high-class,
Yeah.
modern iPhone. Ooh, you have the cool iPhone without
So
the
what
charging
if
port.
instead of giving you a cable and a wall wart, they gave you 2 wireless charging stocks?
Then you're going to be paying a lot for that iPhone.
You already pay a lot for the iPhone. What is that? $200 more at that point?
I'll take the 2 wireless docks and the charging cable, please.
Because I think if I had wireless charging everywhere, I wouldn't need to have to charge my phone and want to use it at the same time. So it's like, oh, I'm done with it. I'll just set it down and go to bed. Now, on the other hand, I often fall asleep.
What if you want to charge it from a battery bank?
Wireless battery banks.
Do they have those?
Yeah, they're real things.
Okay.
Do I own one? No.
So for that, I basically say, why remove it is my reason for not removing it.
Headphone jack. Why remove it?
I have a headphone jack.
So you can make the phone slimmer without a port on it.
A little bit. The camera is already going to be there. It's still going to have a battery in there.
They can make
The
smaller
battery
batteries.
I don't want a smaller battery.
But then you have a slimmer phone if you have a smaller battery. You can get even thinner with a bigger camera bump.
I won't get. I probably won't be getting one, but if they want to do it, go for it.
All right. So what else? Is that all they're killing off, or is there about to be a bunch?
That was the only one thing that they suggested maybe coming soon. Just like completely wireless. And then some other things they've killed off. Floppy disk. Yeah. A MagSafe charger, which I didn't even realize.
That's not on the iPhone. That was on the
Macs
Yeah.
or the
books.
laptops. Yeah. It's a cool idea. I actually have something like that for my headphones at work. I have wireless headphones. I actually really like the wireless headphones. Eventually I'll do a review on wireless headphones.
Do you like them more than the wired headphones?
Yes. I have them at home too.
Oh, so you don't even need a headphone jack anymore.
Well, actually I do, because they're not Bluetooth. They're connected via USB.
So they're not wireless.
So they are wireless. There's a USB dongle that you plug into the back of the monitor.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the reasoning for that is less latency, maybe, than Bluetooth. Maybe more range than Bluetooth.
Cheaper technology? I don't know.
Maybe. I feel like Bluetooth's probably pretty cheap.
Yeah.
But yeah, it won't pair with a phone,
That's super weird.
which is kind of unfortunate. But it works with my laptop.
Yeah.
And
Now I've got a pair of wireless can headphones, and they do radio signals.
Oh,
So
wow.
It transfers over a radio signal. I don't know what length, so don't even bother. It might not even be radio,
Okay.
but it's wavelengths.
Gotcha. But my wireless headset, I have a USB charging cable that charges into the port on my desk, and then the other end is circle, and it's magnetic.
Oh.
So my headphones...
So it doesn't matter how it goes on.
Yes. So I have my headphones, which have a little part of a USB, like micro USB inserted, and then the external section is just the magnetic circle, and you just plug them up together. You don't have to worry about inverting it. You don't really have to worry about feeling around for it. You just hover it over it, plugs in, and if I accidentally stand up or something, it automatically unplugs.
That's pretty nice.
So apparently Apple used to have something similar to that for their MacBooks, which they don't anymore, which is, what the heck. I don't really think that matters that much for a laptop. Apple is probably the only people really to even do that. Yeah. So 30-pin charging cable, that seems kind of excessive for a charging cable.
That was the iPhone 4S.
Wow.
It was,
That's insane.
And it had like 6 wires in the cord. Like a lot of it was useless.
That's insane.
I don't understand what most of it was for.
Goodbye headphone jack. Yep, everybody knows that. Hello AirPods. Yep, if Apple wants to make some money, sell them those AirPods. Touch ID versus Face ID, whatever. Butterfly keyboard stuff.
Hallelujah, it's gone.
Yeah. But yeah, going completely wireless would be pretty interesting. And, I mean, I definitely see the potential for that. Some people would like it.
So if they go potentially wireless, then they need to make a VR headset.
Yes, because that is
the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
I mean...
But it's still going to be wireless because you're still going to charge your VR headset. It's not going to be wireless. It's still going to have a port.
Yeah, I'd be fine with the charging port. I just don't want the data cable.
Yeah, but they're making fully wireless.
That's fine.
No charging your VR headset. Wireless charging your VR.
You don't have to take it off then. You can just lay down and go to bed, and the charger could be on the back. So when you put your head against the pillow, it would charge the headset.
Wow.
You could live in
There
VR.
you go, Apple. Pay us royalties.
Yeah. $5 whole. Speaking of $5, I think that's all it's going to take to end this show. We made it 1 hour and 7 minutes.
That was a lot longer than we expected, judging from our topics.
Yeah. I think we really...
A lot of time on those, those bad predictions.
Made it next week.
And some of them were good predictions, actually.
Yeah. I thought they were pretty good. I don't know why they thought they were all bad. Yeah, next week, I'm going to come up with a bullet point list, 700. You're going to be shocked because there's not going to be a single one at 7 p.m. And then between 7:45 and 8, I'll write them all down.
And you'll be there to watch. With that said, we'll tech about it next week.
We're going to talk about all the things.